tuning in again. Today basically I wanted to do a super quick short, not only just first impressions, but basically a word test for this new foundation from Cover FX, which is the Power Play foundation. So basically I initially had put an order for a shade G plus 40. So basically thought that would have been my shade because I am NC 35 in the winter and then I shoot right up to NC 40 in the summer. I do false tan a lot, so it's really important to me to get a shade that actually would go well with me without being tan and then obviously being false tan. So this foundation comes in 40 shades, you guys. Again, like, oh my god, it is about time that these companies start to think about girls who are medium skin tone right through to dark. I feel like a lot of companies sort of fail in that area a lot, but yeah, I had initially put the order for G plus 40 and I'm so glad that it was out of stock, and I have now eventually got my hands on G50. So basically Cover FX has categorized these into 4 different undertones, which is really awesome, and that means that you shouldn't have a problem with finding a correct shade and undertone. Obviously, to me it is very important to get the right shade and as well as the exact same undertone as my skin. So basically there is the P, which is the pink undertones, then you have N, which is the neutral undertones, G for golden undertones, and then there is G plus, which is for warmer olive undertone. I've done quite a lot of research before I picked a shade, just because, you guys, I do fall into the category of golden and olive. So I went with G50 and I have to say this is an amazing shade. I would say G plus 50 would be quite good for me as well in the warmer ones, but I feel like for now I will get away with this wearing in the winter and as well as the summer. Also remember, you guys, it does come in 35 mils. Yeah, 35 mils. It retails for £38, which isn't too bad, to be honest, because the Huda Beauty foundation, which comes in 35 mils, is on the market for £38 as well. So I feel like with the higher end foundations you will end up paying around 30 to 40 quid kind of mark, which is okay. I wouldn't mind paying for a foundation. A, that's going to match my undertone. B, it's going to be my shade. C, I'm going to be able to wear it in winter and summer. As well as that it is going to suit my skin type. I am very oily to oily plus. I am so oily, you guys. It's just not normal, and I have huge pores. So I know this foundation doesn't target anything towards huge pores, but I feel like if it's gonna tick the 4 out of 5 of my boxes, I'm more than happy enough with that, because I can get primers that are gonna help me with my large pores. I can obviously use powder that will cover the large pores. So basically, let me read out what it says on their website. You can buy this foundation of Cover FX. I'm not sure whether Cover FX delivers to the United Kingdom. You have to sort of check that out. So you can definitely buy this foundation off beautybay.com and as well as cultbeauty.com. I will have all the links to this foundation in my description bar. Basically, the foundation says it is a weightless full coverage foundation. So it doesn't even say that it's medium to full coverage. It just hits you with the fact that it is a full coverage foundation, which to me, I'm not gonna lie, is like, that's what I want in a foundation. And in the demo, you'll be able to see that I do admit to the fact that it covers everything, but it is extremely lightweight. It comes in 40 shades, like I mentioned, and it obviously matches to every different 4 different undertones. It also says that it has a controlled shine for a smooth matte finish, and as well as it provides environmental protection. It doesn't say whether it has some sort of SPF in it, but I would always recommend wearing SPF underneath your foundation, regardless what weather you're in, what kind of country you're in. Always wear your SPF, girls. And it goes on to then say that it is vegan friendly, it is cruelty free and talc free, oil free, fragrance, parabens and gluten free. So that is ticking basically everything that you want in a foundation, you guys. Now onto the packaging. It comes in this outer box, which I think is quite nice, and basically quite a lot of Cover FX items come in this kind of packaging anyway. And this is what the bottle looks like. The bottle does come in a plastic tube more than anything, which is quite travel friendly, I'm not gonna lie. Again, then I feel like these tube squeeze applicators are good and bad in the sense that you sort of have to squeeze quite hard to get it out because it is plastic, and obviously the good side is that you're not going to end up wasting quite a lot of the product. It's quite hygienic as well, so I feel like that is quite good about this foundation. How small it is, so there is my hand, and basically it is literally the size of my palm, not even. If you take that out of it, basically it is tiny. Very well and smartly packaged, which I have to give thumbs up to, you guys, because I travel a lot, and to me taking glass bottle foundations, don't get me wrong, I find them quite elegant and quite chic looking, but they weigh a lot. So to me this is going to be a travel friendly kind of foundation. So the makeup brush that I'm going to use is this stippling brush from Real Techniques, and obviously it's a bit dirty because I have used it. I used it yesterday. Basically it is this wee one. I think these are gel fibre ones, and that's what it looks like. It is quite thick. It's hardly moving. See how the one pump goes. What I'll do is do like half of my face and then do a comparison for you guys. Let's put all this right out of the way. My eye makeup isn't finished yet, you guys, because I still need to blend the bottom lash line out, but what I'll do is start off with this side. The colour is a really good match, you guys. I thought this would have been a lot darker, but it isn't. Wow. Feel like it smells like melons. I can't believe how good colour match this is. I say it is indeed very much so matte finish. The coverage is so good, you guys. Oh my god, mind blown. But basically I've used all of that from the back of my hand. I'm hoping to see whether I might need a tiny bit more. Yeah, you can see it has pretty much covered everything. I could possibly go another pump on this just because I do like it full coverage, but honestly, like, my pores are probably the only thing that are just so big. Like, I hate my pores around this area. They're always so big and obvious, but now that it hasn't helped my pores at all, but I have to say, like, coverage wise, this is so good. Colour match, like, perfect. I have nothing on my neck apart from self tanner, and it looks so good, like such a good match. But I always bring the foundation into my neck anyway, so yeah, that is really good. I have to say it is more of a matte finish than a semi matte, and yeah, I'm gonna finish this side off as well now. So camera fully zoomed in. As you can see, the only thing is my pores are really bad, and I've got this huge ass spot. I had to come out when I'm filming, you know, but yeah, the only thing is just my pores. But I've always had an issue with my pores, like it's nothing new. No matter what I've used, it just doesn't help. Nothing really helps my pores, and that's the joys of being oily skin. It feels quite light for a foundation that is medium to full coverage. Again, the colour matching is so good to my neck, even though I am false tan, but I always have false tan on like all the time, so it's not an issue for me. I'm gonna go conceal, contour, highlight, do the whole shabam thing, you guys, and then I will come back to let you guys know how well all these concealers, bronzers have worked with the foundation. As well as that, it is coming up to 1 o'clock, so I should be ready within the next 20 minutes, and then I can do a wear test hopefully for between 9 to 10 hours. So yeah. Okay guys, so I'm checking in. It is about 4:30 and it is so grim outside. It has been raining all day. It's been super cloudy and very cold for May, which is a bit odd, but yeah, what's new? So foundation, I would say it looks quite oily. My nose is definitely super duper oily, as you can see, and I have actually no highlight on either on cheeks or on my nose. I would say my cheeks are actually quite oily. Yeah, you can definitely see that shine. My pores, yeah, that's a bit odd. My pores on this side aren't too bad, but this side they're like obviously, yeah, they're very obvious, I would say. I'll zoom the camera in now so you guys can have a better look. So you can see how oily I am actually at the minute. Now, I don't know whether this would be a bit down to because of the primer I've used or the bronzer maybe, perhaps. I'm not sure, but again, I shouldn't be this oily within what, 4.5, maybe 3.5 hours. I mean, that's just a bit too much. So what I'll do is try to blot this and see how well it looks. Hey guys, so it is 11:15 now. I have had this foundation on for just over 10 hours. Basically, last time I checked in was about 4:30. My camera literally just died. The minute I got my blotting sheets out, literally just died. And I did blot it, and I used a setting powder again to mattify everything. And it is now quite shiny, I would say. I have been touching my face quite a lot. I've been cleaning, I have jumpers on, and now I've got a house coat on. So basically, it hasn't moved, transferred at all. It does claim to be a matte finish. I feel like it doesn't have the power to stay matte, which is just unfortunate because I am so oily, you guys, and I really thought this would have been a good match for my skin. But since so, maybe I will try a different primer and maybe a different moisturizer. The moisturizer and primer and my concealer, bronzer, everything that's on my face will be linked in my description bar, so you can have a look down there to see what primer and moisturizer I've used. But I have to say, overall, you guys, it hasn't moved, transferred anywhere, and the staying power of this foundation is quite good for 10+ hours. The only thing, like I says, is the oil control. So I feel like that's something we can all work on, and maybe use a different primer and moisturizer. So basically, I do love this foundation. I feel like for 35ml you are getting a really good foundation. I definitely will be wearing this foundation more often with different primers and moisturizers to see whether it would make any difference. And obviously then I'll update my description bar, so that way you can keep an eye on that to see whether it does. But overall, I really like the foundation. I highly recommend it. Maybe if you're dry skin, if you wear a really heavy moisturizer and a good moisturizing primer, this would work absolutely amazing. And if you're oily skin, I would say use a very good mattifying primer as well as mattifying. Use a good pore minimizer primer as well. And yeah, that is it, you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully it isn't too long, and I shall see you in my next video.